everybody. Hi, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. I know we are. We are back with Nexus Adventures Voyage, our most recent story arc. Lucy is still MIA. I am still Poppy. Everyone else is still mostly the same. Y'all ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Well, I'll give you a couple more minutes to get ready. I do want to let everyone know, this is a charity channel. I take no financial income from this Twitch account, so you can affect our game today with things like bits and subs. And I have a list because I have fangs in my mouth. Thank you very much, costuming. And that will all help our adventurers on their merry way, and also, you know, make things a little bit harder for Satan to try and kill us. It's nice. But all that money will go to the trevorproject.org. I received a payout yesterday from the Trevor Project, or from the Twitch payouts, and we will be donating $180 on this payout to the trevorproject.org. If you are in our Discord, you can keep track of things there. I will throw up a link to our Discord in Twitch chat in just a few minutes. And also, if you would like to support the channel and help us pay for things like new headsets for cast members, microphone upgrades for cast members, artwork from the lovely Satan, you can do that too now. And the best way to do that is to go to, I believe it's streamlabs.com/thehypegoblin. I will throw that link up in chat as well, and it should be coming through on a timer for y'all too. You can get our characters on mugs, a postcard, and you can even get stickers, so you can take us with you. I know a lot of people like putting stickers on their laptop cases, so you know, you can get a Lucy sticker and just take her wherever you go.
Stickers.
Oh.
It took me a second.
I was like, what is she doing? Yeah, they're blurring out. But yes, everyone does currently have the emote stickers. And you can also get the emote merch on a coffee mug as well, if you would like a little Hype Goblin mascot coffee mug. I still need to name her. She still doesn't have a name. But if you have any ideas, feel free to tweet them at me or pop them in our Discord server, because I will forget about them if they pop up in Twitch chat. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to Satan. Satan, what we doing today?
Hi everyone, my name's Satan. I got stickers. I have one of the Hype Goblin that's on my little tablet because the Hype Goblin, my friend Sarah, is always cheering me on. But welcome back everyone. It's been, what, 2 weeks when we left off?
I think it's been 3.
3.
Has it been
3
3
whole weeks. I think it might have. Yeah, because it was 2 weeks since you were here, and then one before because I wasn't feeling up to it. But we're back, and we're ready to do whatever. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are ready. You have 3 weeks to prepare, obviously. But last time, if you want to know the entire story and what happened to them, go watch the last episode. They're in the VODs for subscriber, and they're on YouTube, I believe. But last we left off, Poppy, our lovely Dampier that was giving Anthony, Rollin, Mishka, and Jack a ride through the astral sea in exchange for their blood, because, you know, girls gotta eat. They were making time. Time was really strange in the astral sea. It moved forward and backwards and slowed down and stopped and started all very weirdly. And as you travel through it, Poppy, knowing how to sort of navigate her way through this ever-changing planescape, you found a large island. You're looking for the Ruby Castle, and in your little I forgot what it is, but you found a large piece of rock. You thought at first. The closer you got to it, the more you could see it was more like a large floating island. And you all, except for Len, thought, you know, this is where we have to go. Poppy, you knew for sure that if you came here you were able to find them a way out and then be on your way to your next victims or, customers.
We prefer the term customers in this day and age. Victim has a bit of a negative spin to it.
Okay, well, you can be on your way and procure your next customers. But the closer you got to this island, you started feeling your ship just dropping, and it started going down and crashing. And last we left off, it all went blank before you hit the ground. So, we come back. Strangely enough, Poppy, you are still in your ship. So is everybody else. You're all on the floor. And as you look around in this room, there doesn't seem to be any damage. Everything seems okay. A few things fell off the wall. Maybe a lever that you might have to reattach later, but that's fine.
Poppy's gonna exit the captain's quarters where she's been steering from and stick her head. Hey, everyone okay? Y'all all right?
Just a very pained groan from the floor.
Anyone bleeding?
Soon lost a leg, holds up a leg and holds up Soon, kind of reattaches it.
Well, if there's no blood, I don't care.
Rollin pulls a Soon leg from his shoulder. I think you mean two.
Reattaches that.
Mishka gives a groan and she's like, I feel like I've been rattled around and not in the good way.
Nice.
Yeah. Jack is kind of just holding on to like part of the wall. It's like, Jesus. I don't know. Uses it, please.
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Well, we're here.
Exactly.
Where?
Yeah.
The place we
Where's
needed to
here?
go to.
It's not a ruby.
I mean, who said that a ruby has to look like a ruby all the time?
The name sort of implies it.
Look, I know a dancer once named Ruby, and she did not have a lick of red hair. So, you know what? I think that is very namist of you.
I once knew someone named Candy, and they did not taste like candy. Huh.
Did you bite them hard enough?
No, not into that.
Oh.
You okay, Satan?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just love you guys so much. But as you're having this conversation, you see Jack kind of start getting his surroundings and looking around and just goes, did we crash or are we okay?
I prefer to refer to it as a spicy landing, but we're fine. I think she's still space-worthy.
Okay. Well, if this is where we have to go, should we go find where else we have to go? Or how do we get out of this place?
I mean,
not
you could
sure
just walk
where
the
we are.
gangplank.
Okay.
Looks towards, if I recall correctly, there are a bunch of portals. Which is why Anthony was convinced this was the right way to go.
There was something on this island.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that it's possible that it might have portals.
All right, well, I'll get my things and lock up. Y'all need anything?
Let's go
Good.
together.
Okay.
Rather have the ship ready and rearing to go than not.
Poppy will go get her pack, which is a comically oversized backpack with 2 bedrolls on top and a bunch of jingling bottles full of red liquid on the side. All right, I got my snacks, I got my bed, I'm ready to go. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
right this way. She will lead everyone off the ship, and then she turns around and locks the door they leave from with a very tiny key. Safe and secure. She'll be good to go later.
So, as you make your way out of the captain's quarters and out onto the deck, you see, it's a little bit tilted, but your ship is relatively fine. Maybe a few dents and scratches, but as you look over the edge, it's almost caught in this net of vines.
Oh, that'll buff right out.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It
She's a
could have
tough
been
old broad of a ship.
horrible. Yeah. Looking at the jagged rocks underneath, you can see little peaks of it. Yeah, it definitely could have been more horrible. Like your ship could have been impaled multiple times by these rocks. So that's good. But as you see, you are in this elevated area of rocky landscape where your ship is hanging between this almost hammock of vines. But as you see forward, you see this beautiful and wild jungle-like scenery before you. There are trees that go incredibly high. Even for this island, you can see the astral sea. It's not too big of a world where you can't see the end of it. You can see that the island is surrounded by the astral sea, and you see these giant curving formations on each side of this island, multiple of them on each side, full of rocks and moss and hanging plants.
Oh, that's new. I thought I spotted something on our way down. Maybe it's the hub that we need to teleport out of here.
It could be. Where'd you see it, honey?
Points off to the west.
Right. North we go.
That's west.
Are you sure?
No guiding stars here, so we can't really refute her.
Fair.
Look, I am an expert navigator.
Rollin holds up a compass and it's like just spinning like soon, going, whoa!
You just gotta trust her, guys. Okay, so you can climb your way down from these rocks. They're not terribly tall, maybe 20-ish feet. Probably slide through most of them. But go ahead and make me a dexterity check. See how well you guys climb off this rocky landscape.
I'm actually good at these.
Is it a danger?
I mean, it's rock.
Check,
23.
23.
Is it a
Depends
check
on
or
your-
a save?
Just a check.
Okay. 20 for 22.
Okay.
6.
Oh, and Jack.
You going for Jack and Mishka, please?
17 for Jack.
12 for Mishka. Rollin just catches Mishka and they both fall.
So this is how it goes. Poppy, first of all, you are an expert at difficult terrains. The astral sea itself is a difficult terrain. You are able to very gracefully and almost like jumping from area to area, just get yourself down. Anthony, you see Poppy, you see the safe road to go through, the safe path, so you follow. Mishka goes to follow. Rollin, you go to follow behind Mishka. You kind of get stuck, and you're about to fall, and you kind of grab towards Mishka, and it's that cartoon moment where everything's up, and you're like, uh-oh. And then you just start tumbling down with her. Jack is just watching as you guys tumble and just following the path. that Anthony and Poppy had showed.
Jack will actually cast Featherfall on one of them. Poppy's odd. Rollins even.
Featherfall is multiple people within a ring.
Okay. Okay, so you both get Featherfall. And you just cast it.
Thanks.
No worries. Just be more careful. Try not to die.
My boot got stuck on a rock.
That's what they all say. But you're able to make it to the bottom of these rocky outcroppings. And it's not a terribly long way until you see that the rocky surface of the ground starts sprouting little greenery, little plants, weeds, flowers, and then it turns into a forest sludge, and you just see that it leads straight into this really thick jungle.
Once at the bottom, Anthony will take some blue chalk and on some stone surface make a circle and a plus sign in it.
Okay.
What you doing there, Pumpkin?
Well, we don't want to get lost, now do we?
I mean, sometimes getting lost is fun. But you with an expert navigator, you really don't have to worry about that, I'm telling you.
I trust you, Poppy. I want to trust myself in this as well.
That is so sweet of you. Very poor judgment, but very sweet of you. And she'll boop you on the nose. Continue walking.
Okay.
So
And like every 20 or 30 feet, Anthony will make these marks
okay.
on stone that he can see.
So you start walking, and she's with you. She's actually taking note of kind of like the plant life around you. She's quite interested in that, and you see her make very interesting, like interested noises, like "ooh, well that's different." And as you see the world around you, the flora at a quick glance, it looks the same as in your world. But the more you get to it, it has spots of different colors in the middle. Some are thicker with a glowing core inside it. Others have a more purpley tone, and their roots seem to almost grow over rocks and other surfaces like a vein system. It's almost as if parts of this forest are connected. Trees seem to kind of like grow up, and then their branches intertwine and lead into the next one. The deeper you get in, the more you see it's this weirdly, strangely beautiful flora that seems to glow with like more life from within.
Well, as long as it doesn't, turn dryad-y on us, it's nice.
Oh, do you think there's dryads here? Oh, I haven't seen one of them forever.
But there's a few back on material plane you could probably meet.
Sure.
I don't understand your problem with dryads, Uncle.
I don't either. They're lovely conversationalists.
They are.
Dryads killed an entire squadron in front of me. That's my issue with them.
Well, yeah, and humans have killed many other races, and elves have killed many other races.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah. I understand that. Don't get me wrong, just seeing it firsthand is different from not.
We all have our prejudices, just something we need to work on. Let's move along.
You must be the dad of the group, huh?
No, that's actually Dentier.
Oh.
More of a deadbeat than anything, but we love him.
I am not.
You kind of are.
I am not.
Living off your husband.
My
yeah.
husband. What? What?
Feanor would be the more responsible of the two dads. Just putting it out there.
Of course he's responsible. He's very maternal. I only came into fatherhood less than a month ago.
That's been over a month.
2 months.
Mazel tov.
Uncle, it's been some time already.
Nudge Jack. You were easy.
That's not what you said when I was younger.
Well, you exploded my shop every other week, so.
And you exploded your shop every other week after.
Your mother and I had a long talk after a lot of them.
We didn't stop, so.
Yeah.
But, anyways, it's a conversation for another time when we're not stuck in some sort of weird space island. How do we
What?
get out of here?
Yes. Lead the way, Poppy. You are the navigator.
She's already like started walking off. She got bored.
Okay. You start walking off. Make a survival check.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I assist?
You may. How are you assisting?
I'll climb a tree or something to kind of scout around.
Okay. Roland, as you climb this tree, you see that it's very much like a regular tree. Like it has bark, leaves, but the patterning is very different. It's those very kind of like the bark itself. It looks cracked, but that's just the way it is. But every little piece of bark has like rings inside it, so like it's not a spiral, but it's just little rings until it gets to a dot. And it's just a very small shift in color in its ring, and it's really quite beautiful. The leaves, as you feel them, they're very soft and they have this thickness to them. Almost like if you guys ever seen like a lamb's ear plant, like they're very fuzzy and then like thick. But what did you both get again? Sorry.
I rolled a 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I was assisting, so
That was
have
with
to
the
roll.
assist.
Poppy, as you look over, this really does seem like a very overgrown place. At a first glance, there seems to be no sign of life other than the flora and a few noises that would suggest fauna. But as you keep walking by, you see small signs of overgrown paths. Not a path necessarily, but there is a certain way that you can see people have stepped on. The plants there are packed down, they're worn down, there's more dirt in those areas.
Muted.
Can't hear you.
I'm muted. I knew that. I was testing y'all. There seems to be some paths here. Does anyone want to take a path?
Hello, boy.
That's alright.
Roland takes out a coin, flips it. Let me see.
Here, I got one. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It was heads.
Right path it is.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay.
Send students to scuttle on ahead of them.
Whoever would like can make me a perception check as you walk through this forest. Jungle.
I'm gonna make one just because Poppy has a -1. I want to see what'll happen.
Is it dim light?
No, surprisingly, it's bright. Almost like it's as if you were in the middle of the day. There is shadow from the trees, from the treetops, but not necessarily dim light.
19 then.
But a Poppy roll.
A 1? And she
So
has a
it's-
-1?
So 0.
0.
Okay.
Let me roll for Stu since he scuttled on ahead.
25 for Rollin.
Oh, 1. Stu's just in his own world. He's happy.
Okay. We'll get to the failed rolls in a second. Anthony, you start looking around. You're very adept at taking things in to assess for any danger or anything that might surprise you. You start hearing small noises, and eventually you realize it's little animals and fauna running around. But it's very strange, the animals in this island. It's almost a very warped version of material plane animals, to the point where you see off in the far distance a deer who has these beautiful stag branching horns, but each tip of the horn kind of glows, and they're these very pale green color, and as they look to you, see they have multiple eyes on their face.
Lovely.
Rollin, you are able to, you see what Anthony sees, and you are able to take in the strange fauna and flora, and even stop certain people from running into something that would seem dangerous, in the sense that when you run into a moving plant you don't know about, it can be very dangerous, and you kind of see this vine with almost a scale-like pattern on it start moving through the forest floor, not in a dangerous or attacking way, but you know that if you were to like run into it, it could be dangerous.
Grab Mishka by the collar, pull her back. That kind of looks like... wow, I slipped into a country accent. That kind of looks like a pitcher plant from, back home. You kind of don't want to fall into that.
Okay. just I definitely wasn't gonna touch anything to study it.
Please don't touch anything.
Okay. One second. For the failed rolls, Poppy. You are so confident. Every step you take, it's made in confidence. You know where you're going. And then you hear a little robotic scream out front, like in front of you. And you would all recognize this as soon screaming. As you look up, Poppy, and you see that this little robot it's in almost like, those plants that curl up like tree branches with its very small vines. You see soon to get stuck in a very large version of one with like scale-like pattern, and it's being moved up towards the treetops slowly. You need it, huh?
Oh, Mr. Dentia, I think your little friend is having an issue.
There's a series of grumbles as Anthony kind of wanders forward and watches soon. You're not supposed to. I told you to stay on the path. No, this is your fault. I told you to stay on the path as I kind of reach up to pull him out.
You reach up to pulling him out, and you feel like all these little very sticky, pin-like. They're not stabby or anything, not spiky, but they kind of stick to your hand as you grab it. It's a hard pull. It's like very much like a fly trap, like a bee trap. And you see this residue. It doesn't burn or anything, but you see this residue on your hand. And Poppy, as you were, telling Mr. Dentier about his little robot friend, you stepped into. You feel your foot as you step forward, kind of sink in a little bit more, and then keep sinking. As you see that there is this patch of weird purple-like mud that your foot has gotten stuck into, and it's just very slowly sinking just the 1 foot in past your ankle.
Oh, gross. I'm gonna try and pull my foot out.
Okay, make a strength check.
I'm gonna spend a luck point to re-roll that.
Okay.
11.
Okay, 11. You try to pull your foot out, and you feel like you're getting some of it, but then it seems to almost like activate it even more, and you just start sinking in faster. So you're kind of starting to do an unnecessary split.
I did not stretch for the help, please.
2 sets of hands just on Poppy's arms.
Okay, you can, if you're both helping, you can you can either make a strength check separately or give one advantage.
Strength up.
Mine +3.
Wow, Rollins actually stronger than you.
Yeah, Anthony put all of his stuff into intelligence instead of strength.
All right. You want to give me an advantage on this one?
Yeah.
All right. I got a 15.
15. That's good. So it's a bit of you can feel the suction just trying to like bring her leg. Like at this point, you're like half your calf is in there already. But you both steady her and just pull upwards. And slowly but surely you're able to pull her out of this little pit of purple mud. And Poppy, unfortunately, you do lose the shoe as you see the butt stuck in there and the mud slowly filling it.
Well, that's just rude. All right, first person we kill, I'm taking the boots. I don't want to hear anything about it.
That's fine.
Ugh.
What? You gotta call dibs on these things earlier.
No, I mean, that's a grim way to go, pointing at the boot as like sputters into the muck.
You see a little bubbling mud like.
Yeah, I really like this pair too.
I'll tell you what, as an apology, if we do not find anyone to kill on this island, Hazelbridge has a plethora of clothing stores.
You're gonna take me shopping?
For boots.
Deal.
Now you're speaking your language. Ooh. But as you're walking We'll do a little bit of a time skip as you really are just following bits and pieces. It's not even a clear path. You just see bits and pieces of long trampled on dirt and earth. And eventually, you do find a little bit of a clearer spot. That just seems to be just this little clearing. There's a few rocks and bumps on it. But it has these little, actually not even little, they're about 3-foot tall mushrooms that are very, very strange. They have these spiky growths on them that kind of curve up and end in a little sphere. And let me okay, so Mishka immediately goes to one of them.
Oh Lord.
And you see her take out, you see her actually take a scarf and put it over her mouth and put on some goggles. But you see her take out like this stick. She doesn't get extremely close to them, but she starts kind of like moving it around with the stick and poking it. And it's quite pretty actually, because at the sense of touch, they kind of light up very pretty. And you see these little like motes of spores, but they almost seem like fireflies slowly spread into the air and like slowly fall back down. So it's actually a very pretty sight. And while she is a little reckless, she does seem to have been taking proper precautions of protecting herself from these things. So she does not inhale anything, it doesn't get into her system. But you do see her write something down in a little notebook. And then she's like, she puts on a glove and just says, "Look guys, it lights up," and just smacks it.
What if you smacked its butt?
Without
Mushrooms
its
have
permission.
butts?
Smacks it again.
Ooh.
Mushrooms have butts? Which end is the
I
butt?
don't know, actually.
Well, if you think of the cap as the head, the
Then
butt
this-
goes in the ground.
Yeah, so technically I just popped it on the head.
Anyway,
Technically, mushrooms don't have really heads or butts because they're not really. Okay, so mushrooms are their own thing, and she'll go into this. This
Rollin
entire-
puts 2 hands on her shoulder, steers her away from the mushroom, and like just starts walking.
No one's ever interested in what I have to say.
No, you can keep talking. We're just putting you on the right path.
She has 3 robots on her. She has Charlotte, Freya, and Soon just listening to her.
So anyway, mushrooms aren't even like a plant. They're
Mhm.
like their own thing, and she'll keep going. And she's like, the only real way of knowing if a mushroom is edible or not is to eat it, and that could be really bad because you can only do that once if it's not edible.
I'm certain you can eat anything once.
Yeah.
Please don't eat the mushrooms
Oh, I
here.
wouldn't eat the mushrooms. That'd be very unprofessional of me.
Rollin's walking and leading, and
But as you're walking and leading, you see that the small grove does, as you move through it, does continue to get full of mushrooms, different looking mushrooms, different colors. They all kind of like, even some of them, even as you pass close to them, just light up. It doesn't spread any spores, but they kind of like light up very softly. It's actually quite beautiful, the way it works. But you keep walking and you don't see sunset or the sky getting darker, but you're starting to feel the weariness in your bones as you have been traveling for quite a while.
Did we find a place to make camp then?
Oh,
Oh,
sure,
this will-
honey.
We'll look around for a grove or something that's clear of things.
Well, I don't know if anything will be. It doesn't seem like there's been like a lot of humanoid life here, so I don't know if we'll find anything that's here. But we can try. I would hate to start cutting down things. We don't know what's gonna happen.
We are not making a fire tonight, I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't suggest that. I wouldn't just burn anything either. We don't know what's gonna happen if we burn it. I would just, you know, even if it's rocky, just take what we can get. You have
Yes.
no idea how dangerous. I mean, I guess you would have an idea of what dangerous plants are. Sorry.
It's fine. He looks around for a moment, taking in the scenery. He rolled a 17 on his survival check.
Survival check. This area does seem to have a more clear. It seems to be more clear of trees and large plant life. There's not a fully clear spot, but you're able to find a less rocky and overgrown spot.
Well, we'll be close, but shelter at our back. We can look to the front. Grove to our left and right. We should be okay.
The more you keep looking, you do actually see that there is a few larger trees towards the more condensed or the more dense tree line. And you said you got a what?
17.
17. Excuse me. You do also see that some of them do have this hollow tree trunk and an opening inside them, like on the side, and you can see that it's hollow.
Mm-hmm. Point that out as well. If you're not opposed to sleeping in a tree trunk.
Yeah, let's try and get off the floor. Who knows what's crawling around down here?
Alright. You'll go
Okay.
towards one of the tree trunks to check it out, to secure it.
You look at the tree trunk, and this one is quite different than some of the other ones that we spotted. The bark seems to be smoother, with very few blemishes. But what you do see, not at the bottom, but the closer you get to the top, you see little spikes. They don't seem to be a danger to you. They seem to be, like I said, closer to the very up high top of this tree. But you look inside, there's a few little critters like bugs and stuff, and like debris, like leaves that been that fallen, and dirt and stuff like that. But you can probably clear that out pretty easily.
Clean it up and gesture towards it. Home, sweet home.
Rollin takes out like the tarp of a tent and just begins to like securely tie it between two trees for a hammock.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely do that.
How many of us are gonna fit in this tree?
Comfortably 4. But there are a few trees that do have these little pockets, so you could kind of spread out if you wish. There are currently 5 of you, so like if you really pack in, you can pull like 5 of you. You know, some people might just have to sleep on other people, but you know.
Oh, we'll probably also be doing watch, so we'll all won't be in there at the same time.
And Rollin's making a hammock, so he won't be in, you know.
Right. First watch, second watch, third.
I'll take second. I don't mind watching over people while they sleep.
I'll take first.
I can take the last 2.
Rollin, you set up. The rest of you can kind of go into this little tree trunk. It's quite cozy. It kind of shelters you from any winds or cold air in this island. And oh, I thought there was a sound effect, but it's just my AC turning back. I'm like, wow, Sarah, that's really good sound effect timing. Raleigh, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
20, non-natural.
Okay. You look around and you're keeping an eye out. There doesn't seem to be much going on. You kind of get in tune with the motion of the fauna here. Little skitters and scatters. And with the 20, you eventually see that there's almost a unifying breath to this jungle. There's just the slightest bit of a hum of breathing, the slightest glow in certain plants that kind of happens at the same time. Are you doing anything while you're on watch?
If anything, he's leaning back and kind of just taking in the surroundings.
You take in the surroundings and you just relax. But eventually you hear within your head a voice. Make me a wisdom saving throw. 3. So yes, you eventually do hear within your head a quiet but commanding voice that just says, I hunger.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I understand. Just leans back in his hammock, pulls the blanket around him.
Okay. You spend the rest of your watch looking at the treetops. You see lights moving over it. Naturally, doesn't seem to be anything coming to attract you, just a natural occurrence. And eventually, your watch is up.
If what was it? Poppy said that they'll take the second watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll climb down from the hammock and kind of rouse her before heading back.
What you need,
Also-
honey?
It's your turn.
Oh, okay.
All's quiet for the most part.
For the most part?
I mean, there's like animals in the undergrowth, but that's about it.
All right.
Oh, good night.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the vampires bite. It's a little bit of
That's on-
Dampia humor.
Draws the blanket around his neck and tucks it in.
Careful, they'll go for the ankles too.
God damn it.
Poppy girl, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
It's an 8.
8. You know what? Despite the strangeness, this is a really pretty place.
Mm-hmm.
You can still see some of the mushrooms that light up at the motion of certain small like bugs and creatures kind of moving past the. It's quite a nice change from just being on your ship, you know? Sometimes a girl needs to take a little bit of a vacation and see new areas, you know?
She'll just pop open a vial and just kick
Yeah.
back and have a nice little drink.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. It's almost like having a pina colada and like an island getaway. Um, but go ahead and roll me wisdom save.
Okay, let's see how this goes with my -1. 3?
Wow, we really said threes today. Um, you are, leaning back, popping open a vial of blood to drink, and you get a sensation. It's not even really words. It's more of sensations in your mind, and there's quiet voice. If you would translate it, it's this quiet feeling. And you feel kind of that rush that you always feel when you drink blood. It's a very satisfying sensation. Not necessarily pleasure or pain or anything, but just a satisfaction of drinking something that you crave, that you enjoy. And in your head, you have these moments of promises that you can have more, that there's more of that for you here, that you would never go hungry here. And as your wash continues, you sit back, and it's a bit of like a nice feeling. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be just fine here. And eventually your watch passes, and you're able to wake up Anthony, should you wish.
Hey, Mr. Denti, it's time to wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
He just opens his eyes from where he was sitting. Why are your nails so sharp?
They look pretty that way. It's called stiletto. Thank you very much.
How about they're cold?
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, my sister really likes that style, but she'll never tell me what they were.
I think I already like your sister.
She's a nice lady,
Can I meet her?
if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
You got promises of new boots, meeting sisters. This is turning out to be a pretty nice crew,
She'll like you.
Gosh, I hope so.
Her husband makes really nice clothes, so you could probably bother him for something.
Right, I want to bother them for clothes. Sure.
They have a shimmer weave that's popular at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
More boots. With the fur.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
They have something called apple bottom jeans.
Aren't you supposed to be sleeping, Mr. Rowland?
Oh, just looking up at the Eldritch abominations that are floating through the... Oh god, that's a head.
I think they're kind of pretty.
I've ignored them. Anyways, both get back to sleep. I'll take watch.
All right. He's gonna introduce me to his family. You know what that means? More flavors.
And Poppy, spellcasters, they have like this really nice like extra flavor to them. It's really good.
It's like getting a drink from a mixologist.
Yeah. So Poppy, you're able to go back to sleep. Anthony, you're able to take watch. So please go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Dark or dim light?
Same. same light, so no disadvantages though, because I believe you have your sunglasses. I believe.
Well, I have my shield that gives me advantage, but dark light also gives me disadvantage, so I roll flat if there's no like distinguishing difference in the light.
Okay.
26.
26. There's a few things you notice, other than just very calm flora. You notice, much like Roland, there seems to be a unifying sense in the plant life here, where those that you can definitely see almost change colors or light up, they have this unifying breath to them. You roll me a nature check.
Nature, okay. 21.
21 with your perception. That is really good. You don't know too much about specific uses. You don't have the same knowledge that Fëanor has, but you are married to Fëanor, and you are friends with Ezra. And you've learned a lot in your time in the court about nature and different types, both material plane, flora and fauna, and Feywild flora and fauna, and the mix of two that is in the Twilight Court. This is definitely different, but you do know that it's not entirely common to have this very, to you, obvious kind of single type of organism. There are forests and jungles that are in their own way intricately connected within each other. That's a whole ecosystem, but this seems a bit more alive.
He watches it for a moment and takes out a sketchbook and draws a bit of it. Makes a note of things for Fëanor so he could see it later. And has Soon take a few pictures.
Definitely do that. As you're on your watch, you see there are even small areas where you can see the way these plants interconnect, where one may have overground roots that almost, like I said, look like veins, and you kind of see them even like pumping a bit, and they connect to roots of another tree that goes up and out and has vines that connect to another tree top that goes down, and it's this whole quite mesmerizing and very interesting symbiosis within the whole of the jungle.
I think he'll use his Struck by Inspiration feature.
What is the feature? You could read it to me.
Sorry, it's not Struck by Inspiration. That's a different thing. Once again, let's choose. Flash of Genius, that's what it's called.
Okay.
It's he's just gonna, it's basically adding a +4 to an ability or saving throw, and he's gonna use this kind of flash of genius to design a circuit based off what he's seeing and put that towards the effort of his Warforge.
Can you please read to me the description or just send it through the Zoom chat, just so I am clear what it does?
Send it to Discord to you. But he's using like that base concept of like he understands that this is a circuitry and he's designing something along that line. in his book.
Let's see. That's interesting. I'll have to take a look into it, but because I'm not sure if this is exactly how it works. But we'll say it is now, and then retcon later if we need to have it mind. But that is fine by me. But you definitely take this inspiration, and from your time at court, it is not strange for you anymore to just take inspiration of nature and organic matter and turn it into constructs and inorganic matter. But as you are discussing, please roll me a wisdom saving throw, my love.
Is it an undead thing?
No.
Okay, cool. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Yeah. Watch goes by unbothered as you sketch out the circuit. You're good ways into it. As the others start waking up, you kind of start stirring naturally.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sleep well?
For the most part. Couldn't get the sense of, like, spinning out of my head. I feel like this, place is a bit smaller than what's expected.
That makes sense.
I think it would be really nice to have a vacation home here.
Anthony will actually lean forward a bit excitedly and kind of point out what he's discovered. It's all connected. It's really quite unique. It's like clockwork almost. They kind of gear together, interconnecting, interlocking, like a vital system. He'll gesture towards Rylan.
Uh-huh.
They're a nervous system of sorts.
So if I were to stab a plant...
Do not step flat.
What if I bit a plant?
Can you?
Yeah, you can bite anything.
Anyone can bite a plant.
Please don't.
What happens
that.
after is,
And I'm just more worried that it would make you sick, Poppy.
No, I'd assume it'd leave her a little teary-eyed, a little sappy, as it were.
Boo! You didn't tell me that you had a
Shuffling.
punna on my ship. I would have thrown him overboard.
Would have punted me off the ship.
Get out.
Can't. Sorry, resident doctor.
I designed a circuit off of what I've been watching, and I think I'll use it in the overall work I'm making.
What you making?
He shows Poppy. I'm hoping to make a mechanical person.
Why on earth would you want to do that?
It's the next step in what I've been tasked to do.
So what, you just gonna take people and make them mechanical now?
No. Making parts to make a mechanical person individually and independent of flesh and bone.
That sounds
They'll be
horrible.
metal. It's not. It's complex. It's evolutionary.
And how are you gonna control these mechanical people?
How does one control a child? You don't. You let them grow, experience, live.
Negative reinforcement. Sorry, that was
No.
RJ. Sorry.
Oof, we'll talk about that later after the show.
Sorry. We're gonna unpack that baggage later.
They'll be the next children of the material plane.
Gross.
Anyways, pack up your stuff. I think we have a ways to go.
Do you think if I pick a plant, it will heal it and attack?
I don't know. Let's
Yes.
find out which one you want.
No,
Let's not.
no.
I want that one.
Yank! Here you go.
I just told you it was a circuitory. I told you that they feel.
I'm doing
Marlon,
science. So there.
I
Well,
warned them.
technically,
Yes,
plants
you warned
always feel.
You heard my analysis, yes?
Uh-huh. And then I ignored it. Here you go, honey.
Yep.
Thanks.
Rollin has started walking.
Oh, it's got some weird, like, blue sap coming from it.
Just following
No,
Rylan.
no. She takes out a vial and just kind of like, as she's walking, like pour the sap in there, squeeze it. You know, Poppy, I really like you. I think you should have been on this crew like way longer.
Dang. You're alright, too. And you taste good. That's very important. You can come on my ship anytime, honey. You just gotta pay the
You
toll.
know, I've gotten that compliment many times.
Oh, you know a lot of Damphias?
No.
Good for you.
She'll kind of pop a little leaf, little spritz of plant into the vial as the sap kind of keeps running down and corks it and puts it in a little side pouch. That's gonna be interesting for later. But whoever wishes can make me another survival check.
Sure.
I will help you.
Well, advantage.
Are you
Again,
helping,
he's more-
Anthony?
He's more guiding the paths, pointing out the smaller paths that he would say are like animal paths, like deer, boar paths, and then he kind of points to a wider path and kind of marks out the trail of where there was probably a natural kind of, you know how riverbeds kind of leave that kind of natural dry trail?
Mhm.
Kind of like that, but he'll explain it differently.
Just around the river bend. Yeah, I got a 17.
17. Alright, you're able to kind of follow more natural paths now. There doesn't seem to be any more. There aren't any more small patches of trampled overground. But you do see a much more clear-ish path of debris and rubble and other plant life over to forward and more towards the left.
What?
No,
Now
I
what?
think we're heading. Give me a second to process my thoughts, Poppy. Jeez. I
Gosh,
think
is
we're
he
heading to
always
the
so
right way.
snippy?
Not all the time.
Coffee helps.
We did not light a fire, so we could not get coffee.
No.
We're not lighting a fire. This is a dangerous place to light a fire.
I have whiskey.
Whiskey works.
I'm pretty sure that group of structure that I saw is over in the center of the island, probably over that way.
Alright. Starts heading down that path. You know, the deer thing reminds me of Sylvanas.
Whomst?
The nature god.
Never
Here,
heard of him.
They're pretty nice. Natural order and all that good jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Druids mostly.
Okay.
My sister-in-law follows Savannah, so dear God.
Here go. Mishka just writes notes. So then this dear God, natural order. I'm gonna give that a little research if we ever get out of this place. But I'm totally not worried about that.
It'll be fine, Mishka.
Yeah,
It'll
we
be
know
fine.
where we're going. We're going to the Brook thingy.
right. Rock thing. I have no idea what it is. Okay.
Continue on.
Continue on. As you do continue on, you keep walking, and rolling with your survival check, you're able to lead them through paths and make sure they get through this jungle safely. You do, in the end, end up seeing like this fork in the road. There's one that leads deeper into the jungle, and you see that the trees now start having kind of vines hanging from it, different from the ones you saw. These have really pretty white flowers with all of these almost glowing blue veins through the petals. And then you see the other path as you go in. The greenery starts to subside, and there seems to be more of a brambles and dried trees kind of off in the distance.
Could we use the same check that I have to tell like which way should we be going?
Okay, what are you looking for specifically to tell you which way you should be going?
Should we be heading deeper into the jungle to reach where we need to go, or do we have to take the bramble path to reach where we need to go?
They both go into the jungle. They just seem different sections of it.
What are we thinking? Malaria or just a really bad time?
I mean, flip a coin?
If we use the same, you can flip a coin. If we use the same survival check, thinking on your request, it's kind of clear to see that one has obviously more life than the other. It's up to you if you think it's better to go where there's more natural life, plant life, probably fauna as well, or somewhere that seems to be more devoid of it.
It looks like they both go into the jungle. This might be a bit easier. We can avoid a lot of the plant and fauna pointing to the bramble path, or we could cut straight through.
I mean, they both have their uses. We're trying to avoid things. We could go through the bramble path, but you know, there's a reason things aren't there. And then the other path, well, I saw the plant life trying to eat soon, and a piece of mud trying to consume Poppy whole, so...
That is true.
Yeah. How are your feet holding up, by the way?
Oh, fine. What? I made a makeshift shoe. I wrapped it in an old shirt.
Sure.
Do you want me to make boots for you?
You can if you want. Do you have the stuff to make them?
Pulls out a set of spare boots. I'll need about an hour, but I can do what I can.
I can just wear those.
Okay, they're a bit big.
We'll
How
stuff
big
some
feet?
shirts into the boot.
I mean, if they're magical, they'll form to our feet.
You don't know if they're magical?
They're not magical. I do not have artificery on these.
Well, I'll
Okay,
just wear them
just
for
look-
now and you can fix them later. How's that sound?
All right, here you go.
Poppy will slip them on and huck her one good boot into the forest. That's for you!
Thanks.
What? It's
let's
payment for a
see.
nice night in the forest.
It was a nice night in the forest, yes.
Mhm.
Helps Poppy stuff the boots so they don't blister too badly.
So, are we going through possibly deadly flora or possibly deadly path.
Well, I don't have a machete, so
There's a pause. Give me a moment. He sits down and grumbles softly to himself, and he'll just pull up some smithing tools he has in his bag and kind of looks through them. Oh, I've got a hammer. That's all I have.
Yes, please go hammer a plant, see how that works for you.
I'm not hammering
Okay.
any plants.
Y'all really don't
Else-
come prepared, do you?
didn't really expect to crash land here.
Pulls out 2 short swords. I'll lead.
All right.
Motions to the bramble path.
Start hacking away.
And as you go into that bramble path, we are going to take a little early break. But before you go to break,
Before you go to
Goblin.
break, Sarah has some announcements. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you are not aware, this is a charity channel. Everything we take in during the game and while I'm playing video games with friends goes to the trevorproject.org, so you can affect this game with your bits and your subs. And we just donated $180 to the trevorproject.org on our last payout, so yay! Good job, everybody. We've been doing this since mid-2020, and it has been an absolute joy to do this with viewers and all these wonderful people at this table. Also, if you'd like to support the show directly and help us pay for things like microphone upgrades for cast members, headset upgrades for cast members, you know, maybe convention costs for cast members so we can come and meet y'all in person, you can go to the merch store that is available there's the button right now in Twitch chat, and it will be available on the VOD description as well.
stickers.
You can pick up stickers for your favorite emote from the channel. You can pick up a sticker version of our character portraits from our various games that we play on here, or you could pick up a handy dandy coffee mug so that when you're watching Nexus Adventures at 10 a.m. EST on Sunday morning, you can have a cup of joe with us too. That's it. That's all I got. We're gonna leave now.
Second mate.
Everybody wave. Say bye.
Bye.
everybody. We are back. Roland will be with us shortly. If you are just joining us, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. Just so you are all aware, this is a charity channel. I take no financial income from Twitch whatsoever. Everything that I make does go to the trevorproject.org, and y'all helped me raise the $180 this past payout. So thanks, everybody. That payment's going to get sent to the Trevor Project today. Yeah, and maybe on the next one we can hit a solid 200. But with that, we're going to get back to our game. If you'd like to affect us with your bits and your subs, or if you can't affect the game financially with your channel points, go ahead and do so. We love hearing from y'all in chat, and thanks for being here and vibing with us. Satan, go ahead and take it away.
Hi everyone, and we're back. Last we left off, we're traveling through a dried, deadish looking path. I know words, it's fine. But as you walk through, the ground itself seems dry. Very as you keep walking, it's such a stark difference that even without rolling for it, it's very obvious that something is keeping the ground this way, because it's such a stark difference and such close proximity to the lush life that you saw. Anthony, you're not what's the word? You're not unfamiliar with certain things that can do make land this way. I mean, in the army and in the war, since you were fighting a lot of plant life people, salt was very much a weapon that you used against that. So it's almost as if the ground has been salted to keep it from growing again.
I think he kind of grimaces at this fact and shakes his head.
Hey, Dentier,
Hmm.
when you were fighting your war, did you all ever think about weaponizing slugs?
Well, not so much. We were a bit worse about it.
Hmm.
We salted the earth.
I bet you needed a lot of water after that.
We were... A lot of things happened. Not all of it's noteworthy.
Sometimes the darker things should be reserved to not being written in the annals of history.
I would have to disagree.
Hiding the truth. That would be hiding the truth.
It will come out eventually. Give it time.
Well,
anyways, atrocities aside, if there's an act of force doing this, he kind of points to the line. There are people actively keeping it at bay.
And when there's people, there's food. We should go find them.
I was gonna say portals, but alright.
Right, portals, too. By the way, I'm gonna need y'all's payment before sundown. I got a little peckish last night.
Alright.
Hmm.
Lead the way, navigator.
Already on it. She starts walking back the way we came.
Poppy.
Huh?
This way.
I knew that. I was just testing you. You're a smart one.
As you keep walking, You notice the ground itself, while very much salted in bed, it does seem to stop at a certain point. You weren't wrong in thinking that this must have been done by a person. There's only so much salt a person can carry. And you do start seeing a little bit more life in the ground. You start seeing this vines covering the ground, a few leafy pods. As you walk through.
He points out a flower. Those are speckled orchids. We find them in the southern part of the Twilight Court.
Yeah. What are they doing here?
I don't know. Maybe orchids are just super resilient. Somebody brought them here, or planes crashed, and I don't know. How existential do you want to get today?
Not very. We should
Alright.
move along. I don't feel right standing in one place for too long.
Poppy's gonna pick an orchid. What? They're pretty.
Pick an orchid, and it does take a little bit more strength than usually just to pick a flower, but you're able to pop one out. As you do that,
If there's anything coming for Poppy, just an immediate Eldridge Blast goes out.
okay, calm down. Let me finish my sentence.
I know. Just
There, as you pick the flower, you do see this kind of mess of vines, almost like when you see a pumpkin patch. It's got all the curly vines around it and on the ground. So you see this mess of vines that are almost layered, like leaves strapped around each other, start moving slowly around. And the tip of them ends in these spiky protrusions, and they turn from green. Yeah, phalanges. They turn from green to this really pretty purple, and they seem to retreat from where you picked this flower. Go ahead and you can roll me an attack, Rollin, because you were prepared.
Eldridge Blast is 3 beams. 13 on the first. Natural 20 on the second. And 21 on the third.
Okay. You see this vine retreats, and comes back up and out and to slash at you. Does 23 hit you, Poppy?
Oh, hell yeah.
So you do not have to make an escape save because Rollin it was prepared and it's starting to hit this thing. And you said it was, what were your 3?
One was a natural 20, the other was a natural, was a 21, and then the other one was like a 13.
Yeah, the first 2 hit.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and roll me damage as you see this vine lash out at you, Poppy, and just the protrusions at the end of it like grab at your skin and tear as you take 6 points of slashing damage.
16 points of force damage to this, and Rollin hisses body takers.
I'd like to uncanny dodge
Okay.
for 500, please.
Okay.
In a situation where you take damage, what is the ability where you take half on a hit?
What is uncanny dodge?
And Poppy, you get 500 points.
Yay!
Yay!
What was the total damage?
It's 6 slashing, so I believe you
3.
half it.
Yep.
And Sarah, if you could just play a little tune called Defiled Temple in tabletop audio, please go ahead and do that for me. But please roll me all initiative when you can.
Boy, howdy.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Cool.
7.
Okay. For Anthony, I'm 17. For Jack, 10.
10. Okay. Go ahead and roll me for Mishka, RJ.
Oh yeah, sorry. Mishka gets a 10 as well.
At 10 as well. Okay. So Jack and Mishka both get 10.
Yeah, she has a +5 on her dex.
Okay, yeah, I don't have Jack's sheet up, but I'm sure he does not have a +5. His dex.
It's a +3.
Yeah. Okay. So, that was a surprise-ish round. Now, top of the turn, Poppy.
I was not prepared to go first.
Shouldn't have rolled so high.
Gosh darn it. Okay, I'm gonna take out my weapons of certain death, my daggers. Let's see, can I slash this thing? 16?
It does not hit.
Cool.
You go to slash at it, at the spine that attacked you, and it moves quickly out of the way, snaking back to safety.
Does it have... How far away is it?
If you look at the vine, it seems to be connected to this rather huge pod that was a bit hidden towards the end. So the pod itself is, let me double check. About 20 feet away.
Okay. Second attack. Well, bonus action. I'm gonna spend a luck point to reroll that. Hang on. Come on, lucky. Never mind, it doesn't hit.
Okay. As you try to hit this wavering vine, and you see where it's coming from, you see this huge, almost pitcher-like plant that ends in these 6 pods around it, and in the middle is this gaping, slimy mouth, and inside it you see this almost not decimated, desiccated green skeleton, like mummified body, which I will display for you guys in the Roll20 if you'd like to click on it. And you see this body. It has this elongated face that is contorted into a scream as you hear a breathy groan come from it. Just and I will put this in the... I think I can I do this? Look at that. Y'all can click on that and see what they are fighting. This is gross. Yeah, that is your turn, Poppy. It is Anthony next.
Okay. Anthony kind of weighs the weird flower pod thing in front of him and very purposefully. You said it's about 20 feet in front of him?
It's 20 feet away, yeah.
No, okay. Yeah. Very purposely. Fire, and it's kind of lights up blue up his arm as he just hurls a fireball at it, pulling out his great axe. He'll take the damage to absorb it as an absorb element reaction.
Can you repeat that? I'm not sure.
He's fireballing, taking the damage because he's in the range of the fireball.
Okay.
And he's going to use an absorb elements reaction to add the damage onto his attack next round.
Okay. So fireball, it has to make what sort of save?
Save.
A what save? Dex. Dex. Doesn't have great dexterity, so 4.
Takes 35 points of fire damage.
Jesus Christ.
Anthony sees the danger and will take this at advantage. We'll take half of that. Okay, cool.
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 Next, it is Mishka.
Now, Mishka's going to. What's Barbara thing? She has daggers. Seeing what it's done to Bobby, just casting a chill touch. Yeah. That is a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Dealing. Ooh, damn, Mishka. 10 cold damage.
10 cold damage. Alright.
Yeah. That's her turn.
That's your turn. Okay, now it is Jack's turn. That's you, Jen.
Oh, 1 second. I forgot to add something because I used an artificery spell. Plant thingy takes an additional 6 points of damage because arcane firearm. Jack boy, I'm keeping melee. I think will chromatic orb.
Okay.
3d8. Oh. +6, so does a 23 hit?
23 does it.
And he will continue the fire damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. 9 points of fire damage. That is Julio. Next, it is the body taper plant. Exciting. It's going to go and actually it's gonna try and vine lash Anthony because you are hitting it a lot and it doesn't like that.
That's fair.
It's a 22 hit.
22 does hit.
Please make a grapple check. So DC 15 strength check, I believe.
Strength. Yes. Save and throw, yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And I'll add my flash of inspiration, so a 14.
14. It does not save. you take 8 slashing damage, and you are restrained.
Okay.
Let me double check.
Let me see. In the restraint condition, restrained.
And then it is going to lash out at Jack with another fine lash. With an 11, I'm assuming that doesn't hit. And
Nope.
third one's gonna be at Poppy. 20, non-natural.
That hit.
Make me a strength saving throw, please.
5.
You're restrained and you take 9 slashing damage.
Ooh, ow, hi.
You're both grappled by these vines.
Look, everyone, it's hugging us. Saying hello.
I guess.
Next, it is Rollin. It is your turn now. It has grappled 2 of your party members, and it's just swinging them around like party favors.
Don't like that. Second verse, same as the first. He's going to Eldridge Blast away. 16 to hit on the first.
16 does not hit. Actually, 16 just hits.
Oh, okay. 18 on the second.
That hits.
And a 24 on the third. I will total these for you.
Thank you.
7, 9, 15, 10 points of force damage.
10 points of force damage. Ooh, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Okay. Next, back to the top. Poppy.
I'm gonna stab it.
Feel ready to stab it. Go ahead. I believe you
19?
do not.
Or no, wait, no, I have to roll with disadvantage. Hang on. So
No, you
19.
You do not have disadvantage.
If I'm restrained, I do. Yeah.
No.
The restraint condition only applies to dexterity.
Yeah.
They have advantage. Oh wait, yes it does. I'm sorry.
A grappled
says
creature's
creature's
becomes
attack.
zero and can't benefit from any bonuses to its
Yeah.
feat. The condition of its grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature.
So are we incapacitated or restrained?
No. I think y'all are grappled.
Grappled or
give me
restrained?
1 second.
Yeah.
You are grappled, but that also includes incapacitated. So this.
Okay. So let me. Okay, so then I can't do anything if I'm incapacitated.
Oh no. The condition ends if you're incapacitated. You're not incapacitated.
Okay.
So you can hit and there's no disadvantage because you're right there. So
Okay. Then I'll still go with my first roll, 19.
yeah, that hits.
So it will take 4 points of slashing damage. It cannot regain HP until the start of my next turn. I will also use sneak attack on that. Can I use sneak attack on that?
You're.
I mean,
Jack
I'm
and
with it.
Anthony
you are,
are-
yeah.
Mhm.
I would say so. 'cause
Jack's back,
Anthony's
but
right there.
Anthony's right there. Yeah.
Word. And all right, so that'll be 29 sneak attack damage, and then I'm gonna use my Whales from the Grave feature.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll take 12 points necrotic.
So that is 30, 41. Damn.
Mhm.
Baby's looking rough.
Maybe he's looking really rough.
Yeah.
Is sneak attack a bonus action?
No, it just
Okay.
happens
It just
once per
happens.
turn.
All right. And then it's connected to a pod, right?
Yes, the vine is connected to a pod.
I'm gonna use Poppy's powers of telepathy and try and pull the pod off the ground, disconnecting it from its root
telekinesis?
system. Yep, she has the telekinesis feat.
What is the size
So-
limit to that?
There is no size limit.
Because it is a huge plant.
Okay. Yeah, it says there is no size limit.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't. It just doesn't give one. But as long as it's within 30 feet of me, I can push it or pull it. So I'm gonna try and pull it. So I will need a strength saving throw.
Okay. Give me a second. You can try to move a huge or smaller creature. Okay. Strength check. Look. 6.
That fails.
Okay.
So it is moved 5 feet towards me.
Okay. Let me double check.
We're doing
Okay.
some pruning.
You're doing some pruning. Okay.
Technically, this counts as gardening.
Yeah, you can definitely. So you move it 5 feet towards you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Trying just to. She's just trying to disconnect it from whatever root system it has.
Yeah. As you move it, you see that it's not entirely connected to like a root system, as it seems like it can move by itself. But you are closer to it now. Next, Anthony's turn.
Okay. Gonna see if I can hit it. Yeah, I hit it for a 28, not
Yeah.
20. A lot of things are gonna happen in quick succession. Green flame blade kind of erupts across it.
Okay.
One of my yes, it is. Oh my god, I have too many dice now. So I'm gonna give you these numbers in singular succession. So for the great axe, that damage is an 18.
Mm-hmm.
For the green flame blade damage, that's a 16. For the absorb elements damage, that's a 6. And for his arcane bullshit gun, that's not a gun. That's a 7.
Okay.
Bonus action. Freya takes a
Add-
shot.
Okay. Can you add these up for me? Because I.
I can do my best. I did not write any of these numbers down, I'm sorry. So I think it was a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 6.
Okay.
I think 18.
Okay. I'll
So
trust
that's
you on
30.
that.
Yeah.
30.
17 or 18. 31.
31.
And then Freya takes her shot.
Okay. Okay.
And she will use her. Yeah, flamethrower action The plant needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay. And it's not very dexterous. This is a huge 11.
Okay. It will take 12 points of fire damage from Freya as she kind of walks up on it.
Okay. Did Freya roll to hit?
It's just a save against Freya.
Oh, right. Okay. How do you want to do this?
I think Anthony, seeing it kind of pull forward, just kind of grabs at it and kind of buries his axe into it as green flame consumes it, and then a roiling blue, and then Freya just kind of pops down and bursts a coat of fire across the top of it, and he kind of shoves it away, breaking the vine grapple on himself, and then pulling Poppy back.
Okay. So you are able to defeat this pod, and you get dropped down into the ground. You're about maybe 5-10 feet up in the air, and Rollin, you kind of give a sigh of relief until you feel a vine slash at you from the back. Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. Please make me a strength saving throw.
This one. 14.
14 does not save. You take 7 points slashing damage, and you are grappled by this thing as it tries to grapple Jack and Mishka as well. Let's see. 23, does that hit Jack? I'm assuming.
Yeah, that hits Jack.
Make a strength saving throw for me.
Nat 20 for a 21.
Nice. He is not grappled, but he does take 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And natural 1 does not hit Mishka, even at an 8, so that's fine. So she kind of uses her own quickness and dexterity and moves out of the way, but you are grappled, Rollin. Now it is Mishka's turn.
Up close and personal. I think Rollin will yell to Mishka if she has any poisons, use them now. And she'll try using infestation. Can I get a con save from the body taker plant?
You may. 8. Wow, it's rolling really bad.
Cool. Might want to check, because I believe they have poison vulnerability.
They do.
So I'll be rolling double. Oh, it's roll the dice and then double it.
You should be able to right click.
Well, it's they take 24 points of poison damage,
Okay.
and then they move. Let's see, D4 towards the party because infestation is forced movement.
Okay. It is not happy and gives a very ear-piercing scream as you see the slime kind of drip down this center opening, and the green body in the middle is trying to reach out. Next, it is Jack's turn.
All right, he's going to turn around. How close is this thing?
How close did it move towards?
5 feet.
5
towards the
feet, so
party.
it is 15 feet.
Oh, he's just gonna chromatic orbit, and let's see if he hits. No, he does not hit. He goes wide.
Goes
Roll
wide. Is that all that he's doing?
Yes, because that's a full action spell.
Okay. Next, that body taker plant is gone. So Rollin, it is you.
Oh, it's time for a shocking grasp. Or actually, you know what? There's a combo that's gonna be funny. He'll use Booming Blade.
Okay.
Would this be a disadvantage or no?
You're grappled, but you do not have disadvantage when you're grappled, so you're fine.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
And then I think it's at this level 3d8. 15 points of regular slashing damage. So it doesn't have a magical dagger.
Okay. So you see this like green viscous sap coming from the cut wounds as you strike at it and scratch its surprisingly tough armor. Next, is that all you have, Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay. Poppy, you're free now.
All right. We are gonna go attack this one, attacking my newfound source of food. Listen, if you want to get a snack from these folks, you gotta go through me first. 24, does that hit?
24 hits.
Excellent. So once again, this creature cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn. It's gonna take 6 points of piercing damage. Scroll all the way down. Sneak attack. 21 points sneak attack damage.
Okay, nice.
And we'll throw another Whales from the Grave on this one.
Yeah.
16 necrotic.
Ooh, those some good numbers, my love.
Bonus action.
Ooh.
I'm gonna stab it again. No, I'm not. I rolled a 1. Never mind.
Okay, well you tried. But it keeps moving for a big ass plant. You know, it's got a little bit of movement in it. Blip 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 blip. Anthony, it is now your turn.
How far am I away from it?
You are about because you're closer to the other one, about 35 feet away from it.
Oh, I don't need to get that close. It's fine. I'll position myself. I'll move 30 feet and position myself so I don't get the others. And from behind, like so that it's angled so it'll just get this plant thingy. A fireball will erupt. Need to make a dex save.
Okay. 9. Are you guys able to see those rolls, or no?
No.
I'm not in the roll 20, so no.
That's fine.
It will take 37 points of fire damage.
Ouchie.
And needs to make another dex save as Freya just honks very loudly.
Honk.
Honk.
9 again.
Okay. It will take 19 points of fire damage, and from Anthony's arcane firearm damage. 1 second. Another D8. 8 force damage.
Okay. It is not happy about that. It is the
Fire damage, excuse me. Fire damage, not force.
Okay. It is now the body taker plant's turn. And does a 17 hit, Rollin?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You take 22 points of acid damage, and you're pulled into the plant space and enveloped in the pod.
Is that 22 already halved?
No, that's not half. It's 11. So, the grapple ends, but you are restrained as you are inside the pod with this.
Oh, could I add, if it's okay with you, give a flash of genius of courage to Rylan, as Anthony has the feature to give that ability to any creature within 30 feet of him.
You can in your next turn. Because your turn already passed.
It's a reaction.
It's a reaction.
As a reaction, then yeah, you are free to do that then.
I think it just automatically draws me in if it hits. If I'm remembering its character stats right.
Yeah, you are drawn into inside the pod when it hits. But you're not stunned. He did succeed the saving throw. But you are inside of it now. With this lovely green desiccated body inside of it that is wrapping its arm around you and well,
Bad
sure
touch.
is.
Bone hug.
Bad touch.
Yeah. And you see that this plant starts retreating after this. It is Mishka's turn.
Damn it. Same as last time. Seeing as poison was very effective. Con save from the plant.
Can save. 10. It's
That's
got a
intense.
+5, but the saves are not good in this thing.
It takes 18 points of poison damage and it
Ooh.
moves away from the party 5 feet, triggering Rollins' booming blade.
Okay.
So that is an additional 7 points of force damage on top.
Okay, so how do Mishka and Rollin want to do this?
I think Mishka, as she's summoning the infestation, it is poisonous weeds that sprout up from underneath the plant and start shoving it backwards, and there is this kind of crack of thunder as 3 vertical slashes just rip through the plant and Rollins spills out ass over tea kettle.
I would say Mishka because she's close, runs over to Rollin. You know, they've become good friends, and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you alright? Oh my god. You're very slimy."
You know what? I've learned something about myself today. I'm not into that. Totally not into that.
Well, you know what? I guess it's time to use the safe word because I think I see more of them coming, so we should probably run. You start seeing other these ones are smaller podlings, you could say, start coming out of the your peripheral visions.
We should probably go.
Yep, gets up, starts booking.
Follow Rollin.
Start booking it. So everyone's following Rollin. Rollin, where are you going? Just deeper into this path?
Deeper into this path towards where he thinks where we should go.
Okay. So, you book it past these plants. You hear the small screeching and movement of these plants trying to follow, but they're not very fast. Eventually, after maybe 10-15 minutes of running, you think you are free. And you go to catch your breath. Michigan says, "I don't like the plant life here."
Anthony kind of pulls out his rapier, turns it over in his hand, grabs Rylan, shoves him against a tree. How did you know what it was called?
I've studied a great deal of things.
Anthony, what are you doing?
Strange plants on strange life on strange world. And you know what this particular one is called.
Yeah, and there are orchids from court here as well. What are you getting at, Anthony?
Where did you learn this knowledge?
Books. I read.
Inside this fucker.
Okay. You can insight check, and Raleigh, you can do a persuasion or deception check to you.
Poppy's gonna lean over to Jack. Are they always like this with one another?
Not really.
Oh. Well, I prefer daggers to swords, just so you're aware. My safe word is lemon drop.
Ron got a 17.
Okay.
And he got a 12. He'll let go and
Yeah.
kind of put his rapier away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. Court has a lot of books, and you know that they do have books on other planes and other plant life. And especially with someone like Ezra around, there's a lot of books on nature and different both plant life and plant monsters, which this seems to be because seems to be a conscious thing.
Forgive me, Rylan.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't you know, stressful situation. A lot of us got taken by plants, eaten by them a little bit, and spit out. You know, we're all very tense. We're in an unknown area. Why don't we just, you know, take a break, relax, take a breather? Yeah.
Does this
We
look
should
like a
keep
safe
moving.
area to stop?
It is more salted land, so it seems still dead, but it does seem it does not have greenery around it.
I mean, seems safe enough to me.
Mishka, I'm gonna need some of your more pesticide poisons. We can make a ring around us.
Yeah, I can do that.
Jack, can you help me out?
Sure. Yeah. It's just awkward looking around. I can definitely help you out. You just, Mishka and him just start kind of taking things and putting it around the rest of you. Is anybody hurt?
Oh, just a little scratch. I'm okay. But if everyone wants to just sit and relax for a bit, I can go around and collect payment from everyone. I'm a wee bit peckish after that fight.
A bit too injured to supply today.
Oh,
I can. It's fine.
okay.
Jack kind of gives some of the poison to Mishka back, so Rawl and Mishka can start doing the circle, and Jack just kind of goes over to Poppy and just gives a wrist.
Poppy just takes his wrist, shoves his sleeve up, and starts tapping the vein, and pulls out a tourniquet like she had on the ship. And she'll draw a vial of blood.
Yeah. You can do that easily. A vial's not too much. He seems fine afterwards. Just grab a little snack, a little bit of trail mix. Okay. If you need more, just let me know.
Don't worry, I will.
I know. Okay, so do we just want to do a quick rest? Anybody looking hurt? Uncle, I can patch you up if you want.
I have potions. Thank you, though.
Okay.
Conserve your magics here.
I mean, they're meant to be used, so...
Says the one who launched 2 fireballs.
That is true.
Well,
It was very
that's
impressive.
I also have a bird that explodes, so I'm not as concerned with it.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and drink this now. Y'all just be weird together. And Poppy's just gonna go sit a little ways away from everyone. And mechanically, I'm drinking one of the regular health potions that chat gave me last session. Thank you, chat.
Nice.
Yay.
So, you all sit down, Quiet, you're able to make this little pesticide poison circle around you guys, Rollin. And it's a little awkward after the high tensions between Anthony and Rollin. Nishka and Jack are just kind of hanging out, like sitting together, just talking, while everybody kind of rests, eating, drinking water. Rollin, what exactly did you see in the center of the island?
Stone structures looked like buildings.
Okay.
If there's any civilization, best bet's probably there.
Okay. Just gotta get out of here quick so we can
You know, save Lucy.
yeah, get back to Lucy.
You're muted.
Right, you little friend. So where is she? Where are we going? Who are we blowing up next? Are there gonna be more plants?
Undoubtedly.
She's with your previous benefactor.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, let's just rest up so we can go to her as soon as possible, yeah? Alright, are y'all taking a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest? It's still pretty early in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, your friend, what'd she do there? Was she a thief? Assassin? A cook?
I guess a mix of thief and assassin.
Oh. Multifaceted, good for her.
Yeah, she definitely has a lot to her.
Right, well, good chat. Yeah. I'm just gonna go take a rest. Poppy will just roll out her bedroll and take a mini nap.
Yeah, she can do that.
After maybe 30 minutes then, Anthony will sit down by Rylan and just hand him some rations. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apology accepted, I guess. You don't take the rations. You didn't poison these, did you?
No, that is unworthy.
I know tensions are a bit high right now and we need to get out of here. But honestly, if you can't trust the people you're with, it's going to make this entire journey a lot worse.
I know it's a story from my past, but there was something. Someone used a magic to disguise themselves as somebody we trusted to gain information from us. And they let slip something they shouldn't have known, and I didn't think much of it at the time. If I had, maybe people would have been saved.
It's not your fault. Honestly, that blame lays on the person who's been deceiving you.
Poppy's gonna roll over onto her stomach and put her chin on her fist. Honestly, if they slipped up like that, they weren't very good to begin with.
They had good 3 months on us. I just wasn't paying attention.
I was once embedded in a barber shop for 2 years. It was a great place for information.
Yeah, everyone speaks to their barber.
I do trust you, Ryland. Just a lot of this is the past looming in on itself for me.
Ron looks very pensive at this.
I'll endeavor to do better.
I guess that's all we could ever ask, right? Do better.
I hope so.
Well, Mr. Grambrook,
Rest up.
Mr. Grambrook, if it makes you feel any better, I don't trust any of you as far as I can throw you, and that's not very far. So
That's fair.
You could throw Soon pretty far. He's pretty light.
Makes him the most trustworthy out of all of us, I guess.
That's concerning.
Looks over to Soon, who's R2-D2 screaming across the ground.
He's found a little bug to chase.
So, you take your rest. Nothing seems to be coming out for you. Like I said, pretty dead lands around here. The circle of pesticides and poisons. You do see a few bugs that have died trying to get in. So it's effective. But you can end your short rest and continue on.
Right. How are your shoes holding up, Poppy?
oh, they're just fine. I got big feet.
Holds up the boots. You want these?
The boots that she's already wearing?
Yeah. She's been fastening magic sigils across them.
Oh, yeah, she'll take them back.
All right. Pulls out the shirts. They should fit your feet better now.
Thanks.
Yep. They are boots of false tracks.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Make little rabbit feet.
I want to make some ostrich feet.
Probably could do that.
She's gonna give it a try.
Just fucking imagine walking through a goddamn forest and see ostrich tracks. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
I think it'll be a
And,
pretty fun prank to pull.
The ostrich tracks go up the tree.
The fuck? But you have new boots. You can definitely make ostrich tracks if you wish.
He'll change his replicated item from Hat of the Sky to Boots of False Tracks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other preparations? Okay.
Poppy's just stomping around making ostrich tracks in a circle.
As Anthony's kind of watching this for a moment and kind of prodding her along to make bigger circles as they go down the path, he'll think for a moment. Lucy was in a barber shop, I think.
Oh, really? Doing what?
Spying, I suppose.
What kind of person are they?
Well, they are very intelligent. They do have a penchant for magic if they wish to put their mind to it. Clever. Restless. I think they have ADHD or something, like one of my nephews has it.
She does. She's
Very
kind.
bright.
She's a lot kinder than people give her credit for.
Too
That
much
she
of the
gives herself
world in her.
credit for.
Yeah.
Interesting that she's a magic user. That's usually highly regulated.
Yeah.
She prefers other types of magic and fighting. I think that came on after she left.
She was training up to be a wizard before she left. Forced into it.
That's weird. Not many wizards there. See,
She could be a great wizard.
the thing is Gregor does not like people encroaching on his seat of power. So he highly regulates it. So I think there was only one warlock in the entire time that I was there. And they didn't last very long because their deity wanted them to go against what was happening. And, well, they met the fishes sooner rather than later.
Tracks of what we've seen and been told. He's still as slimy as ever.
You actually saw him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He never goes out and gets his hands dirty.
He did this time.
What's your friend do?
Lucy has peculiar aspects to them that Gregor values.
Like what?
That's not for me to say.
Right.
Just enough to say that he valued them enough to hunt for her for a while and get his own hands dirty.
I mean, I can't think of many people that he would value that much. I mean, he has his generals.
You called her something before she left us?
Like a nickname?
Something. I can't remember.
Slimy. Oh, his words are slimy.
Yeah.
Kidnapped my best friend to get to his mom.
Who's his
Susan.
mom?
She's a very powerful player in the underbellies of the city.
Okay. Can I meet her?
Nice lady.
Yeah,
You should.
Good.
she's very lovely, if she likes you.
She will not let you have blood from her.
I
Well,
mean,
it's
I can be
maybe
very persuasive. I don't think that's for you to say.
I wish you all the luck with that one.
You can definitely try.
All right, I will.
Okay, well, her name's Vi. She's a lovely lady. She has a lovely singing voice. She's a bard. She has her own casino. It's really nice.
She has
Here's
the
Poppy
casino?
away from some roots. Yeah, it's a really nice casino.
Oh, I love casinos. I haven't been in one forever.
You should go.
I will. I have a lot of money. I probably should have taken some of it off the ship.
Poppy, what do you know about the people that were close to Gregor?
Well, all of his generals are real assholes, I can tell you that. There was one that he liked more than the others. I think he and her had a thing going on. Lydia was her name. Other than that, he stays away from most anyone.
Yeah, well, from what I've been told, Lydia's dead.
Oh. May she rest in that peace.
How do you know how close he really was to her?
I mean, there were a lot of rumors. Look, they get seen together in closed rooms plenty of times that people can put two and two together that there's something more going on there than just, you know, a general doing her job. I personally think that they were planning to go run off into the sunset together. At least I was hoping so. Because if he retired, I think I stood a pretty good chance of taking over afterwards. I was fairly decent at what I did.
And how far do you think he would go to get her back?
I don't know. Honestly, what I thought of him was only just a theory. But he is a bit obsessive, so... I mean, if he likes her enough... Quite a bit.
Say he liked her so much that someone that could become her once she was gone also left.
Someone who could become her?
Jack's gonna look to Anthony and Rollin.
I feel like I've been being told a story with only half the translation.
This, Lucy can disguise herself for a very long time. Take on that shape for a very long time. It can be a permanent thing if they so choose.
Poppy can roll an intelligence check if she wishes.
17?
17. There are very few magics that can change you into somebody else, change your appearance for a very long time. True polymorph would be one. But if it's something that's just at will, if they're talking more about skill, I think with the 17 you would know enough that changelings are a thing. Very rare, but at least to most people they're rare, because not many people know changelings are changelings.
Your little friend wouldn't happen to be a changeling now, would she? I'm guessing from the look on your face, that's a yes.
Yeah, she was a she is changeling.
That does change things. How old did you say she was?
We think they're in their 20s. We're not sure.
It's not little Lou, is it?
Yeah,
Blonde hair,
blue eyes.
big, beautiful eyes.
Well, I mean, they had little Lou doing a whole lot of faces. I don't remember that. Did they run around a lot with another little girl?
Annie.
Honey.
Annie's calling.
Gregor killed her as a way to get back at Lucy.
Well, she wasn't going by Lucy. Or, you know, taking a solid face yet, but I think I knew her. Smart kid. Really good with hair.
Very smart. Yes. She helps me correct a lot of my calculations.
It seems he's obsessed with getting her back so he can have Lydia back.
She was the only changeling I ever saw come through there. Shortly after she did is when I started looking for a way out, so I don't know if any came after her, but if she was there when Lydia was there, it would make sense that he wants her back.
He has her now. I don't think she's gonna last very long.
Well, the kid I knew was a scrappy little beanpole, but she was tough.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about. She'll look, Jack looks to Anthony. What, as Lucy's player, does Jack know about the contract with, Lady of Twilight and Lucy?
Yes. She did tell him.
Okay.
On one of our bonus episodes, I believe, where she takes Jack
Yeah.
on a date to meet a dragon.
Yeah.
If you're in our Discord, you can check this out.
Jack looks to Anthony and Rollin and says, the contract between Lucy and the Lady of Twilight had a clause that should she break the contract, she would only have a certain amount of time left to live.
Well, now I'm getting a pretty clear picture of why you're so eager to get back.
Yeah, we have about a week, maybe less.
Right. Well, then we should probably get a move on.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, sorry.
No, let's go. This way, Roland, you said?
Yeah, we're closing in.
Cool. Let's go. Also, hydration break.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalia Rocky. So, you continue. Roland, you lead the party, so please make me another survival check.
That is a 20.
20. Okay. This path becomes more clear to you with the 20. And you start seeing, after about maybe 2 hours, you start seeing a outline of much more man-made structures. They look old and very weathered and very, very decrepit, but you see them.
Well, I guess that's what I was seeing.
Alrighty. Anyone have anything to look for magic? Like a spell, a wand? Maybe the portal's hidden?
You'd probably have to get closer. That sort of magic normally has a range on it.
I'll send Charlotte ahead. If there's an anti-magic force, Charlotte will let us know. Of course, if I lose any of her pieces, then I have to start over again. As he's grumbling, sending Charlotte ahead, walking in her wake.
I don't think Jack has.
For Mishka, she just has identify.
Yeah. Double check Jack. If it loads.
No. Jack doesn't have detect magic. I don't think artificers
Mhm.
get that spell.
They do.
Mhm.
Oh, they do.
It's part of their artificer stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I don't have it prepared because I'm more of an attack artificer.
So is Jack. Well, I guess we just have to go in and search the old-fashioned way. And we go.
In we go.
Oh my god.
You want me to take the lead and look for traps?
Charlotte can help you. Yeah, sure. Points to the flying Remoraz that's kind of doing figure eights in front of you.
Right. The mechanical flame. Wonderful.
I
Is
actually
there
have no idea what a Remoraz is. I always thought them to be part dragons.
is there an actual door to go into these ruins?
As you keep walking, you see that there was once a gate, a barrier, but it has long since fallen to time and weather. So what once was a very secure gate is now rusted and falling apart, and parts of the wall around this old city are just completely turned down. So it's not hard to get in.
Okay. She'll keep an eye on the floor for tripwires and anything that could trigger a trap.
Okay, please make me an investigation check then.
Charlotte will help.
Does that give me advantage?
Yes.
She'll do so by kind of scuttling above the ground, just kind of looking, scanning, and then try and scuttle around the wall, looking and scanning.
I rolled a
Pointing
15.
She'll point out
15.
things she likes.
Yeah. How deep into the city are you going while checking this?
As far in as is reasonable with my party.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be a huge town. But it is eerily quiet. Even the distance of nature, the noises of nature are distant in this point, and you can smell like the old musty air of a dead city. As you walk in, you do spot a few things that aren't necessarily man-made traps, but are definitely really big debris hazards that can trap someone under, whether with this landslide or it's just if you go into houses, just you can just fall through the floor. So you are able to detect some of those and steer your party away. Are you going into buildings? What are you doing?
Like peeking through the window to see inside.
Okay. There aren't many things left over. You see old remnants of life, a table with broken and thrown dishes on it. What once were very beautiful chairs, you were sure, and tapestries all but gone and torn away and disintegrated. At one point, you find a very old, small teddy bear that is half gone.
Rollins picked it up and he's thumbing an ear.
Yeah, it's old. It's very fragile. some of the fur flakes off as you do that. You're not sure what happened here, but it's almost as if suddenly life stopped.
Well,
Feel like we're gonna get more answers if we head deeper in.
probably.
So, as you get deeper in, it becomes even more deteriorated, and you see plants overgrowing and overtaking these old buildings that, so much so that some have collapsed under the weight of said plants, and the damage to the infrastructure that they do. And some of the debris, you find old shoes or old signage posts. And what's your passive perception, Poppy?
9.
Lovely. Can you all roll me investigation checks if you are looking through? Or perception checks, depending on what you're doing.
A 26 on perception for Rollin. He's
Okay.
keeping an eye out.
A nat 20 for a 29 perception, just kind of glancing into various buildings.
Okay.
Poppy doesn't see anything.
Okay.
Because Charlotte's out there. Let me roll for her real quick.
Mishka gets a 6 on investigation.
She's very distracted by the plants that have overgrown here.
Charlotte doesn't see anything. She's happy. She's making friends with Poppy.
Okay. Poppy, as you're leading these, it's leading everyone into the city. Almost as a deja vu, you step on something. The rest of you are able to kind of catch yourself, and you kind of look around and start seeing that there's this purple, almost fleshy organic material that starts covering the surface of the ground, similar to like the vein-like roots that you saw plants have over rocks and such, but instead of just roots, they start connecting and interweaving to the point where it gets thicker and completely covers the ground towards the center of the city.
Well, I'm gonna look under my boot. What did I step on?
You stepped on this like purple root, like vein-like roots. It's very fleshy, almost like stepping on a raw meat.
It squishes and I don't like it.
Apologize and walk over it? Like, don't step on it? I don't know. It's...
Ask it for money.
No, we're not. What?
The guac is extra.
The guac is extra.
Sorry, weird purple vein. I didn't mean to step on you. I hope you have a nice day. Poppy will keep walking. More carefully this time.
Okay. You can keep walking. You can. It does cover. It does get thicker towards the center of town. If you walk around, and try to find a different path, you see that all paths will eventually be covered by this weird vein-like fleshy material.
I think we have to actually go that way. I don't wanna.
It looks a little bit clearer over that way. We could scoot around.
Looks to where Roland's pointing.
There are paths that the interweaving roots do have a small spot of just floor. This one seems to have more of those bold spots.
All right, well,
Mm.
we can try.
Just be careful, I suppose.
Right. Carefully start going that way.
Carefully step over the fleshy purple organic material. But you can. At this point, you can feel there's a slight slant to the floor happening to the ground. And the closer you get in, you can start seeing this organic material just start to drop. And eventually you see that there's this large dark pit in the center of this city.
What do you think that means?
You think we back out, take a long rest, and come back to this tomorrow?
Okay.
Roland, as you open your eyes, you're surrounded by debris and dirt and ruined buildings, bound very, very tightly, gagged. You don't know how long you've been out. You don't know if it's been a few hours, a day, weeks. You don't know where you are, but there's stale air covering you, remnants of once beautiful city, and you're in this dark room that only has one source of light, which is a hole in the ceiling. And you hear familiar voices off in the distance.
Roland topside steps away from the party. Now, I do have to apologize. What did you say, Anthony, about things coming to light?
He'll turn towards Rylan.
I don't think your friend is going to last much longer down there.
I'm sorry, who?
As he's speaking, Roland's face begins to melt and reconstitute.
Oh, ew.
You're the first people that I've actually grown fond of during my little charades. But, like I said, your friend isn't going to make it out unless you do something now.
I think at that, we'll leave it off. And look at that, exactly at the 3-hour mark.
Nice.
Fucking, I didn't know I'd be sweating this entire game.
But thank you everybody so much for joining us. And going through this little weird space island thing with a little bit of betrayal at the end. We'll see what happens after that. But I forgot to do intros and stuff like that in the beginning, so we'll do quick little outros and talk more about a few charities that we support. So I'll start off. Hi everyone, my name's Satan. I'll Vamp on the interwebs. It's down there, the thing. But I was your DM for the day. I am your DM most Sunday mornings here with this group of friends that I try to kill or not really kill. I don't do that. I try to give an interesting time to. But that's enough about me. Anyway, there's this really cool charity called StopAPIHate.org. And if you go to their link, it'll be in the chat box because of our lovely producer has this already set up. They're an organization that works directly with the Asian American Pacific Islander communities and fights against the racial hate that has risen, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you go to them, check it out. If you can't donate money, that is okay. You can at least spread the word. And there's also a anti-Asian violence resource card there that kind of keeps you up to date on news, what you can do as an ally, what you can do if you see it happening in front of you, and other charities that they've vetted that you can donate to. But that's me, RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and I didn't know I'd be the villain 2 nights in a row. But I'm not here to talk about that. Today I'm here to talk about Unicorn Riot, which is a decentralized nonprofit media collective that reports on far-right organizations and sources of racial and economic injustices in the US. Get your media unfiltered, because we need to be informed. Stay informed, kids. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Well, I can't tell you what to do.
Do drugs sometimes, especially antidepressants if you have them. Take those
Yes.
meds.
Do those drugs.
Do those drugs. Next,
Good drugs.
Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I champion the Alzheimer's Society in the UK. They are a nonprofit organization searching for a cure towards Alzheimer's and dementia. They provide online resources towards counseling, how to help your loved ones during the times of COVID, provide group resources and online resources.
Thank you for that. And last but not least, our favorite damn fear, Poppy, or Sarah, the Hype Goblin. You're muted.
Yeah, and I accidentally closed out the closed captioning on my end.
It's still working here.
Not for me.
I
One
love
second.
how it changed damn fear to dance fear.
Let me in. Let me in.
You're in.
All right. So thanks everyone for coming and hanging out today. I had so much fun hanging out with everyone here. As always, the charity of choice for me is the trevorproject.org. They provide crisis and counseling support for the LGBTQIA plus youth community and a ton of wonderful educational resources. You can learn more about them at thetrevorproject.org and by clicking the link on any of those links that I just threw up in chat. They're all there for you. If you would like to make a $5 to $10 donation to any of those charities, you can do so. And then you get to be put in touch with the lovely Satan, who will help you make an NPC for this world. We've had a few people already take her up on that, and we're gonna see some more NPCs here. And with that, we are gonna go ahead and we're all gonna go to our after show. So I just want to remind everyone, eat something healthy today. Take good care of your body. Hydrate, because water's important. It makes your skin glow. Hydration break. That's a free one for y'all. If you forgot to take your meds today, this is your gentle reminder to go ahead and take those. Don't be too hard on yourself. It happens. And last but not least, if there is someone who is important to you in the world, go tell them that they're important to you. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you care about them. Tell them that you think they're neat. It's always important to tell people when you feel that way about them, and just let them know that someone in the world cares. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wave and say goodbye. Love y'all. Have a good one.
I love you all dearly.